that, well, we've won 10 maps in a row with this exact composition. They haven't experienced a loss streak yet. They haven't really been pushed either. And I think Shopify, this being your opening group stage game, there's an opportunity that you do get pushed to the limit.
They played 10 times on the map. Only 2 of those times they ended up going double digits.
This is an interesting look here, especially from Shopify. They have solo Mata working towards the bottom part of B main area, where he's going to entry in solo. So they're looking to try and pull attention towards Arcade, and Governor up top. It's a very split position between these 2 defenders on the B site.
Yeah, the one and done is going to be real good here for Governor, but will it be more? He only gets 1, though. Person in tower was waiting for this opportunity. Adder finally pops up, but Moose pops him instead. The rotation will come in, but Shopify with a full advantage.
Yeah, I don't think Governor really stood a chance there. 4 players speaking into him, and now Turtle Troop. They do at least have a flash and a fault line. Smokes do go out here as well, but that's really not a lot of util to work with. And Okeanos and Harmful are just ready to pop through this smoke.
There's no one going to be here to try to stop this. The crossfire is there from tower, but Dazzle cannot peek out. He goes out with a Sky Flash instead. Picks down 1. Can absolutely go for more, but we're down back to the 2v2. 2 players already on site. They have the control, but B-Dog, such well timed by him. But Okeanos still defusing. Finally steps off. Has it down to half, 100 HP, playing a little bit, has no idea where Moose is, but he's taking the defuse! But Moose takes him back. Close one to start things off.
Yeah, such a close look between these 2 teams, especially coming out of that 4v3, where Turtle Troop were kind of working in with almost nothing, right? Just a flash and a fault line, those 2 smokes dropped there as well, but a decent start there. Shopify will pick up the pistol, and so this being the opening map of your kind of VCT debut, again, we're talking about Weeded and Harmful returning to this, or not really just Weeded, returning to this upper echelon of Valorant, and Governor punching in for the first time. I wonder how the nerves are going to feel, especially for the 4 players that haven't necessarily been in this position before, right?
I mean, there's players like Governor, too, who has been in this position before, but definitely not as an IGL. I mean, Sully, he's a duelist IGL. That's a lot of responsibility.
And there is kind of veteran experience around this team, kind of spread out with Weeded, I'd imagine. Okeanos as well, having a very, very prominent stint when he was on Virtuoso. But, yeah, I think Governor, this being his first time IGLing really in a major lineup like this, not looking to switch anything up in terms of composition, kind of shows maybe that they want to play the comfort picks. Again, there's a lot of time to adjust, I feel like, between the start of Challenger Split 1 and then the end of Challenger Split 1. So it's going to be a very big, let's watch and see how Turtle Troop develop and see what they can do moving forward.
Getting back into the gameplay, Shopify taking away 3 frags. Again, it is just stingers for most of the players for Turtle Troop, but Shopify just had the better angles. At least for the rest of this one. Just looking to see if Shopify are going to drop any of these rifles. Going to try to upgrade going into the next. But Turtle Troop, we can already see, just off of that beginning of the round, saw a little bit of an organized effort over towards A main. Don't know if they're going to keep going for that, but I mean, just more exciting, right? Finally, some rushes coming out of Turtle Troop.
We're getting a kind of a, oh, I thought we were going to get another Stinger buyback. We're still in a really weird Stinger meta where like these first 3 rounds, both teams, no matter what, will have the same guns. So Turtle Troop electing to actually go for just the Sheriffs here to save their economy. It will be Shopify. At this point in time, working sort of a double bonus. Dazzle's going to force up the Vandal, so I think this round is going to be key to getting ultimates online, especially Daz only being 1 off the Seekers, but Shopify doing very similar to what they did in that pistol round, having Mata work alone towards B main. Now he's going to regroup back here with these players Arcade. And Harmful, he's just tucked here with a Sheriff. We'll see what he can find.
They faked it. 3 players there. It doesn't even matter if they fake it or not. They had so many players around. But yeah, okay. Looking to farm up. At least 1 or 2 of those ultimates, but didn't end up happening. Turtle Troop. I don't really know how else they can even approach for the rest of this round. It's such long rotations, and Shopify, they have held up so much control. It's what you like to see for a first investor flawless.
And here now, we're going to get the rifles out here. That last round feels like just Shopify spreading themselves across the map, and it was Turtle Troop again on that eco. Maybe looking to get aggressive, especially with that north side crunch. There's an opportunity, especially I feel with the Sheriffs and that long range avenue where you can find something. But this round, a 5-man hit from Shopify straight into, or apologies, 4-man lean over here towards B tree. And I think based on the setup, we might just see a fast hit come through here.
Oh, yeah.
It looks already Mata's ready to sprint forward.
And it's a little bit of a lurk from Moose, but again, no big util. Out the outside here on the B site, they just have a couple of trips, looking to get a couple kills through this wall. They do end up getting one, but it doesn't even matter. They have full control of tower, and it's going to be a retake setup.
Trailblazer clears into everything, so that's such key control here as well. They have 2 Bulldogs to play with alongside the Vandal of Dazzle, who's kind of out of the mix here, so you're really relying on these Singers in the middle of sight. There's plenty of util here, though, for Turtle Troop.
Yep,
almost a full kill for Okeanos, and he's already set up a flash to set them through. Governor up top now, and they're starting to just walk on in.
They're just playing for the ultimate. You see the Brimstone hiding all the way back in main. Turtle Troop, the full control of B, but not a single person here to fight here for Shopify. They have a couple of these crosses, though. It's going to be Vic to face Harmful first.
Kill.
Well done. Harmful's able to take back 2, slowly taking back the site in an early orbital strike to cover off the spike. It's well timed. Adder goes up onto Moose. A 2v1 now. Again, B-Dog's been waiting this entire time, but he has the util, he has the ultis, and he's delayed enough time for his team to win, even though Turtle Troop put in a massive effort.
Yeah, B-Dog playing this post plant, just timing that first that orbital strike and then layering after with that volley. Keep bites one there by Troop, but I think what that round is kind of just, you can't do anything. The amount of util that B-Dog is playing and how far away he was from sight, it's so hard to hunt him down. He's sitting back of B main, but they do walk away with 2 rifles, so we're not at the most abysmal buy yet for Turtle Troop. Governor will have this showstopper, and I think the position that they're taking, they're really looking to aim for this district control. You can see here in the minimap, to have that showstopper for a retake from such a high vantage point, but again, a fast play from Shopify straight into Arcade.
What? Yeah, and the trade's gonna come back too. Mata, full stun, opens it up onto Harmful, and the trade opens up the site. I mean, there's no more that you can do there. Shopify, with just one fell swoop of Arcade, takes an entire site. Turtle Troop, they are gonna try this, but both players, okay, make it only one, are gonna get stuck back in spawn.
Yeah, Governor just leaves his team. I think they're trying to maybe get timing here. Yeah. I don't know if they know Governor's made it through just yet. There's an orbital strike and a showstopper to play from. I don't know if they want to clear out tower and try and blast pack showstopper in, but they're just losing numbers very quickly, and Moose is under tunnel.
Well, Governor was in the middle of sight out of nowhere, but Dazzle, what is this spot for Dazzle? It's so cheeky, pops out of the smoke, able to get one out of there and make it a second. I mean, you're gonna have to rely on crazy little plays like that. The smoke was just a little off center, and he uses it to his advantage.
I think you're going to want to switch up, especially this kind of B-hold, because this is the 4th time now that, actually the 5th time really, that they've taken B-site under full control. And 2 of the times there's up a fast play like that from Mata. Just gets straight in their face. He even walks into the breach fault line, but he still is able to collect the kill onto Harmful. So, Turtle Troop, I think this is the key point where maybe you're looking at adjustments, especially on that B-site. I think the hold, particularly from Tower and Arcade, is exceptionally weak. Adder's not able to get his util out in time, and so this timeout is going to kind of be a pivot moment for Turtle Troop. Say, how do we adjust here? Again, you talk about Governor, this being one of his first times calling in this echelon of Valorant. How does he cope under the pressure? They just recently lost their coach, by the way, Jackson. Yeah. So this is Turtle Troop kind of working things out as just a core 5, similar to how Sentinels did in the beginning of their Valorant era. It was just Shazam making calls, so here's Governor trying to make these calls.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to think that realistically, the entire team needs to really collaborate, put their minds together now that they have no coach. Shopify, it's almost completely the opposite scenario. They have multiple coaches. They've had the same coach for the last 2-3 years. I mean, we were questioning more or less the loyalty, right, of Shopify. There's no need to question that. 5 out of the 6 members on their team have been here for the last year and a half.
This is such a heavy stack from Shopify to the A side. The first time that they're going to actually make this kind of fast play, and it's going to be Mata again looking to go very quick into the site. Does get tagged out by the dart, but they've got so much space, and it's up to Turtle Troop to see how they delay. They have 2 ultimates here to play with, and Governor might have a chance for one.
They have so many bodies. Governor needs one, and indeed, he'll pick up one. The rest of Shopify, with a lot of time left in the round, have the option to go back into their spawn.
Yeah, and the thing is Turtle Troop making this kind of 4-man stack here towards A. This little info is Adder wasn't too adventurous in taking out B main. Wasn't sure if it was a fast fake. But Turtle Troop are just going to sit tighty. They're playing with an orbital strike, and they're playing with a showstopper, which they can either, one, retake the site with, or at least delay the spike plant with as well. And for the flip side, Shopify, Vic, has gotten his Rolling Thunder online. It's just Adder here alone, and I'm not sure if he wants to take contact as he's only got a Sheriff. And the rest of Turtle Troop, they slowly start to shoot. No, this is perfect timing.
Works out. Okeanos is going to go for a very early peek, and he actually ends up getting a big kill onto Vic for it. Even more battles going down from Connector, and it's actually going towards Shopify again. Again, the SMGs, the pistols, they cannot compete from such a long range. And even the Molly is going to take down Adder. Deep into elbow, and that just works out. We did. Of course, he had the ulti. Potentially deny some space in the middle of sight. But he just comes in a bit too late, and in a 1v3 can't do much. B-Dog returned to form a little bit. Already has his ulti back.
That's just Shopify winning out those gunfights. With no smokes left over in the pocket of B-Dog, you're kind of just forced to take those individual duels. And yeah, they win all of them, especially with those better weapons. So Turtle Troop, they didn't use either of those ultimates they had in the last, but this time around, they're coming in with 4 major ultimates. Big still with that Rolling Thunder, and they're doing again the same look they had in the pistol. 4 players towards top arcade, or top side of the map, and then just Mata working here alone again. And this time, there's a heavy fight from Turtle Troop towards B main. Stun as well.
Very heavy. It's only going to be one person up close, though. Mata shifts away. Could be able to do a lot of damage here, but the Showstopper is going to come out. Gonna isolate Mata at least. It's just the one. 3 players over towards arcade, but they're getting plugged out so much by utility. There's 4 players here on this side of the map.
Spawn.
4 Turtle Troop, but this is so good for Vic. Vic not gonna be able to get the one, but trades galore, and the Rolling Thunder even better for Turtle Troop. But Shopify somehow barely inched their way into the A side.
And they've just given up A completely here.
Can't use that.
A lurk on in, and you already had a fast rotate as well. When they thought there was arcade pressure, they thought it was going to be a hit. But the calling here from Shopify to instantly slip in towards the A site. Now, B-Dog, this is a very well-timed ultimate. Forces the fight and now backs away.
Okeanos, how does he rush in? Actually takes down B-God from behind. Actually equalizes things. 2 players here for Turtle Troop. Okeanos and Harmful. They're both spotted. Not a lot of utility here for either Dazzle or Moose. They just had to hold on to the crossfire. Low HP on Okeanos, but they're going to fight this with a flash. Only 1 flash to go, and Harmful does get the kill. Low HP on Okeanos, needs a headshot, but won't get it. Shopify continue their reign of dominance.
7-0 is crazy, because that was the clutch that I feel maybe is the backbreaker in this first half for Turtle Troop. A 7-0 start on a map that you have a 100% win rate on. And it's rough givings here. And you can see there's no rust on this Shopify squad. They're as fluid as ever. Quick calling straight into spawn as they recognize where that aggression is. And yeah, for Turtle Troop, I think this round, granted you just have shares, it feels critical to win because this half pulls away from you. And I don't know how this looks going to the second half if you're looking at like a 10-2, 9-3 scoreline.
It's just such a momentum-based team, right? I mean, Fracture just isn't a map that they lose. I mean, all of these Fracture maps. I mean, again, 2 out of the 10 times that they played Fracture, double digits. Every other time, it dominated their opponents. I mean, now, of course, they come up with something a bit different, to say the least. 4 players, 5 players with Sheriffs, all on the south side. But for good reason. They're finally trying some different stuff, and that's all that you want to see at a point like this.
Yeah, and I think for at least Turtle Troop, it's... I wouldn't say it's about warming up. But it's also like kind of adjusting to a new team, a team that has been together for a long, because again, they've played against kind of those...
faced a VCT team.
Right, they've played against kind of the mixed teams in the open qualifiers, so it's kind of a different look for them. And so 8-0 is kind of a staggering start in your opening map of Challengers 1, but it's not doom and gloom. If they can, you know, next, I'd say at least get the next round after this. But they do have 2 rifles here to play with, so I don't think this round is entirely out of the question. I'm not a fan of the Shopify Rebellion positions right now.
Not really. Moose is completely isolated with no trade potential. Nobody in tower, and Harmful isolates one, but that Rolling Thunder is good. B-Dog alongside Moose, trying to fight just the one now. Adder needs to roll around this cage. Moose gets spotted, but doesn't get the frag. Adder is having so much trouble finding a solid pixel to aim at. Shopify, they barely land on their feet.
Yeah, this is the round. This is for sure the round that Turtle Troop need to win. Although this first half is going down the drain for them, and it's all about resetting, I think, for that second map. I hate to say it, but on a map that you've been so dominant on, and a map that is not only your map pick, but a map you've never lost, it's one of the worst starts you could have here. So Shopify Rebellion with an 8-0 lead. It's up to Turtle Troop to try and catch up here, and I'm a little bit confused as to what the approach is here. Looks to be a little bit more of a default focus here from Turtle Troop is towards Arcade. Again, a 4-player stack on one part of the map. And Shopify have just completely switched up the tempo entirely.
Yeah, we haven't seen a default like this from Shopify almost whatsoever. And I mean, this is a default without peeking. You would like to see the peek over towards Dish or a peek over towards A main, but none of that is happening. They're letting Turtle Troop take this map control.
No, there is good info, especially with this camera dropped by Moose in towards A main. This is what's letting them slip into this A site kind of with confidence.
Ooh,
I don't know if they can't spot
the rotations. Harmful's going to be able to spot one. He has to dance a little bit, but I don't even know if Shopify's fully committing to this. It's almost like they're second thinking it. Finally, they pull out some utility to make their way out of Dish. Harmful is fighting with a shotgun, though. He's on the side of the cage. He was almost able to do so much. How does Vic not find him? Governor comes out and is able to get one, but it's only the one. 3v3 for the rest of the round. They have Spike.
Yeah, Harmful does enough here to delay. They're able to win out the Spike here, and Adder wants the swing. Adder, not enough. And it just falls out of their hands again. Shopify recovering for a 9th.
I mean, at the end, too, they put up the speed to try to take back the Spike that they had full control of.
That's just such a risky fight there from Adder as well. To try and take that kind of one-on, it didn't even look like Governor was ready for that kind of play, so Harmful did everything he could. I love the way Harmful played around that side, using his cage and whatnot, and now Shopify with a 9-0 lead. Turtle Troop are doing very similar things here again. Pressure again towards the top side of the map. It's not a crunch, but they're trying to force him over towards Dish. That knife in particular as well.
What?
Now they're coming up slow, but I don't know how this works, especially with 3 players here.
Yeah, geez, Turtle Troop. Okay, they're going to be able to get one. There's no way that they expect 3. Dazzle pops up. Only able to get 1 out of this, but he's getting squeezed.
Down,
he only gets 2 out of it, but the Spike is completely now in the defense's favor once again. Moose, Vic, coming from the same exact spot. Only one person around this corner. 1v1 that Moose absolutely needs for the rest of this round. And Turtle Troop, they flipped the script a little bit, finally.
He gets something. This one worked in their favor. I'd say mainly because it was a 5v3. You're coming from 2 different sides, so you'd hope it works in that way, but how replicable is a round like this?
Exactly.
And the real question is this round even done just yet? Because you don't want to give up these 1v1s, because that's what happened in the last round. They had the spike. I think Adder took a super risky swing, so and it's a 1v1 here. It's the first here. There's an opportunity for Vic.
Yeah,
doesn't know where exactly Oki is.
Wait, he's isolating. Oki has a swing. Oh, Adder saves the day. The head-to-head matchup is what ends up coming down to it at the end, but okay. 1 round for Turtle Troop. That's what we wanted. We wanted some momentum for the Turtle boys. Yeah, but Shopify, they're still very much looking good. They just got shocked on the north side.
Yeah, and they walk away with only 1 gun is the thing with Turtle Troop. Shopify had so much cash to buy up here. And they're looking with just enough, I'd imagine, for the rest of this half. And how replicable, again, is that kind of situation? There's an ultimate here from Okeanos. If he wants to use it towards main, I think it's a risky call. And I would be surprised if they did that, but instead, a flash to feel out the pressure, and Turtle Troop are getting aggressive again, down towards B main, and they have an isolated fight here as well.
So isolated. It's going to be 5 players converging on 1. Dazzle could do work like he did in the last round, take away 2 there, but only able to take away the 1. But again, Turtle Troop very much invested into that south side push. It's going to be a big retake.
And they're not going for the plan just yet, knowing exactly where these players are coming from. They're going to do similar to what we saw in the 1 round where they push spawn. But this time they've just slowed things down. They're fighting Sand really heavily, completely avoiding this ultimate.
Okay, it's going to be the orbital strike coming back too. A lot of stuns coming in. We did finally getting isolated, but this is good time delay. Shopify, they have some more comfortable positions back on site. Yes, they're down 2, but at least they still have the control.
It's rough here, though. There's 2 flashes still for Adder as well as that breach stun goes out. And they back up into smokes. Moose in such a critical spot.
They don't know he's here. Moose is waiting for the swing. Gonna be able to get 1. No, he gets nothing out of it. Mata from long range. The lightning fingies. They do it again. Yes, Mata. The electricity coursing through his veins, bringing Shopify forward again. Double digits.
This is just insane. Like, the individual level from these Shopify players, and I mean, mainly just Mata here in this situation, has been crazy. He's been so instrumental as well in a lot of these round victories. Either it's entering into sight or clutches like that. And in a round where Turtle Troop go into that in a 5-on-3, they're now coming out of this half or going into the next half with really nothing to work with. And this is I mean, it could get worse here if they get 11, but still.
Oh, yeah.
Not the best of looks for Turtle Troop at all.
I mean, it's already gone really 10-1, 10-2,
yeah,
11-1. There's really no
now.
difference between those two score lines, but here we go. A lot of pressure finally from Turtle Troop. It's going to be 2 players here on site to try to push back tower. Link Thunder coming in at the same exact time too. Just not going to help them out even more. Dazzle over in Arcade shuts it down. Okay. Shopify 11-1. I don't know what I was talking about in the pregame. You know what? I guess the team who wins the first map really does have all the momentum.
It's a pretty staggering scoreline. Again, 100% map win rate, and I think for Shopify, it's just showing that there's no rush on these guys, like at all. There were questions like, is Vic a better trade-in comparison for Tig, where Tig was playing on the Shopify Rebellion side? This is a core 4 players that were kind of shut out in the last year circuit, bombed out of the LCQ, weren't able to put up the best performances, and now they're kind of proving again why they're in their circuit. And I think a lot of people overlook this roster when you've got the Guard and M80 and Group B, but Shopify coming out with a power statement. It's Turtle Troop down by 10, and their approach is a 4-man hit from B main.
And the one-man lurk up from Harmful isn't even happening too. He's waiting for the pushback from A main, but look at all this information. Nobody pushing out of A main right now. 4 players for Shopify Rebellion on this B side. There's gonna be one right behind the smoke, and this smoke even isolates a little bit of a battle here from B-Dog. B-Dog looking for the shot here on Okeanos. He's down so low, but Dazzle swings out on his own, and Dazzle doesn't get anything. Okeanos does get the trade back, and we're down to a 2v3. B-Dog is down so very low, and Mata has finally made his rotation. Is he gonna pop midway through this plant? No. Still waiting for the position from Okeanos, but he's isolated the fight here on site, or potentially in Jenny. B-Dog peeks down to a 2v2. Mata spots another one. One more on site, and it's Weeded. A 1v2 has to dance. He's going around the boxes, might be able to find B-Dog, but the one up close is the one that takes him away. Mata and B-Dog take back a 2v3.
And that seriously might just be the map. 12-1. Turtle Troops. I mean, they're one of the last 2 open qualifier teams that are yet to play, and they were one of the bigger hopes for a team to win a series in week 1 of Challengers. But this first map is just, it's such a staggering scoreline. And I mean, you look at these Shopify Rebellion players, it's not even Mata just popping up and carrying. B-Dog, as we expected, is playing exceptionally well. And one player that I do think it's kind of shadowed a lot, definitely Moose, who is very, very consistent as well, playing extremely well. So everything is going right for Shopify Rebellion, and just nothing the way of Turtle Troop right now.
Again, Turtle Troop is a team that really does rely on their momentum. And there's nothing really that builds up momentum more than a real fast play, and that just might happen here off a dish. They're going to jump out. Governor's going to be the first one, of course, off the satchel. There is only one potentially here on site, but they've already backed away. Fast lane back into A main, and Shopify, they're preparing already for 3 players surrounding the site.
They're pushing in towards A main, trying to retake this space against Mata. Mata has the better gun, 1-for-1 trade, and every mancality of your Turtle Troops.
Absolutely. Here we go. Shopify, they have 3 players, all isolated in the same spot, but they had Moose waiting all the way over on the other side of the map just in case someone tried to lurk, but it just doesn't happen. We did trying to stay alive, but the Stinger's not going to be able to do much. Flash coming back. Okeanos with the kill back. 2v2. The Cypher finally pops up, but the SMGs, they have to maintain the close range, and they do their job. Harmful from up top takes one down with a Sheriff, and Okeanos stamps a second round down with a Stinger.
And really just barely alive, Turtle Troop. Holding on by a thread, they get the round. But it's 10 rounds in a row that you have to win, Gus. 10 rounds straight, no mistakes, no flaws.
It's a little hard.
And on the attacking side as well, where one little misstep, one player overextends, that could be your first map right then and there. And what we can expect from Turtle Troop is kind of those slow pops that we looked at in that last one, the pistol round and that second round, is they will silently walk up and try and pop, and that's kind of what they're doing here. But I think this round is a little bit more tempered towards let's look for aggression, be ready for any kind of fast swings. That's what they're looking for right now. Nothing given up here just yet by Shopify. They're on opposite sides of the map, but Turtle Troop, yeah, slow walking, just ready to pop into the B site here. And there are 3 players not too far away as they start to edge their way down towards the top of B site.
Yeah, I guess it's not too bad. Again, no one from Turtle Troop is actually over in arcade, though, so no one's really going to fall victim to a sandwich, to a squeeze. Here comes the 3 players. Well, okay, all right. They make a bit of a shocking appearance. Harmful didn't spot anyone with his cams, actually. He had no idea that there would be so many players in that position. Here we go. The pistols are overwhelming. Shopify, they have the 2-man advantage. Some SMGs around the corner. Adder finally able to take one back. And okay, Tower was getting squeezed out a bit by that orbital strike, but the battle still continues. 2 players alive. It's Okeanos and Weeded. Okeanos, he needs to do it all. It's a 1v3. He's in the middle of the cage. Is able to play time now. Does take down one in terms of moves, and the other in terms of Dazzle. But Vic stays alive with 6 HP and shuts down the hopes for Turtle Troop. They indeed confirmed the dominating scoreline of 13-2.
And that's the one mistake. The one mistake you make that leads you to an 0-1 start in this series. And I mean, it just felt like throughout that entire series, right? And we'll look back in these replays, it's a lot of 1v1s. So many 1v1s from Turtle Troop, but that's what cost them that last round there. 1 player swinging into 2, that being harmful, playing towards arcade. I mean, this was just a rough map from Turtle Troop, and I think especially for a team that, you know, has a 100% map win rate, there's a lot to say here. And you know, Bach, as we bring him back in, you know, you were gone for like 20 minutes. What are your thoughts on this game? And like, help us digest this, man.
Oh, Bach is currently Bach has no thoughts. In fact,
okay, never mind.
But my thoughts are, I still stand with what I said before. Whoever wins that first map should be a 2-0. I wanted that 2-0 to be towards the side of Turtle Troop purely for the entertainment factor. But Shopify is just proving to us that the script stays written. I mean, it really is at this point Shopify's dominance trying to go into that 2-0. But there's still a big up in the air map coming up next. Bind just isn't a map where either one of these 2 teams are incredibly comfortable in, so should be a little bit more of a chance for either 2.
Yeah, I mean,
nerf, buff, remove, Killjoy, Jet, Sova, buff, and they're all good. Like, Killjoy's good, Sova's good. Like, okay, nerf Jet, because Jet's still good. I mean, she's fine, but like, out of all those 3, I feel like nerf Jet. Buff Killjoy, low key, out of all those, and just remove Sova. Ascent, Odin spam, dart, like, remove that, bro.
Dang, I don't know. Those characters are all pretty well tuned, to be honest. But I guess out of those, I would say nerf Jet. Or honestly, you know what? Just straight up remove Jet. Nerf Sova, buff Killjoy.
I mean, buff Jet, obviously, because I love Jet. Nerf... I want to say nerf Sova, just like his ultimate. I feel like it's like a little, I feel like there's some ways you can tune it to make it a little more, like, balanced. And I think, remove Killjoy, because the character's just, like, I feel like it's only getting played now because, like, there isn't enough Sentinels, and, like, she just has a weird, like, character design. I like the idea, but I also think that, like, the way they nerfed her, it kind of made her into I just don't like it. I don't like the way they nerfed her. Yeah, it's stupid.
Alright, remove Jet. Nerf... I'm gonna piss off a lot of Sova fans, but I'm gonna say nerf Sova again, because... whatever. And then buff Killjoy, just because she's a Sentinel and I play that, so... that's what I'll say.
Okay, remove Jet. Buff Killjoy, because Killjoy is my favorite agent, and then what was it? Nerf Sova. Yeah, just nerf Sova to hell. I never liked Sova, man. Ever since I started playing this game, I always hated playing against Sova.
Ooh, nerf, buff, remove Killjoy, Jet, Sova. Remove Killjoy. Nobody likes to play against Killjoy. Just boring. Buff. Probably buff Jet a bit, you know. I feel like Jet right now is like pretty balanced, to be honest. like, and probably nerf Sova, but I feel like Sova's balanced as well. So it's like it's sort of weird at this point.
We'll remove Killjoy. I would say nerf Jet even more and buff Sova. Because I play Sova, so buff that.
Buff Jet, make it instant dash again. Give me 5 smokes. Make them 15 seconds each. I'd have to say remove Killjoy because it's just annoying as a Jet. Like, it's just an alarm bot. A turret is just blasting me. And then whatever the last one is goes to that one.
Remove Jet. Nerf Sova. Buff Killjoy.
Let's get a Jet buff in. Let's get a little Jet buff. You know, make the game really fun again, and annoying to play. And then nerf. Ooh, I would have to say nerf Killjoy, and then remove Sova. The ult is just. The Sova ult is just pissing me off. Every time I die to a Sova ult, I feel like I'm checked out. So, yeah, remove Sova, buff Jet, and nerf Killjoy.
But buff to Sova. I feel like Jet's already kind of like nerfed though, so let's just remove Jet. But I feel like Killjoy is like in a good spot too, so I wouldn't want to nerf Killjoy. But nerf Killjoy.
Oh, that's kind of hard. I think I'd remove Jet, and then I'd nerf. If I had to pick between nerfing Sova and Killjoy, I probably would have to nerf Sova, even though I like him. Just because I feel like Killjoy's already in a good spot, so I guess buff Killjoy.
Jet, I'm gonna have to put her in the remove. Nerf Killjoy and buff Sova. I have to do it. Oh, absolutely no bias. The drone being $400, that's inflation. I don't like that. A little too expensive.
Obviously I'm a Jet main. We're gonna have to buff Jet. We're gonna have to nerf KJ and remove Sova. I'm down. Frick it. Launch the patch.
Well, that was certainly one of the maps I've ever seen. Welcome back to Knights Arena Valorant Challengers. It's day 3 of week 1 of Split 1, and we're down map 1 here in our first series of the day. I don't really know how else to put this. That was just rough for Turtle Troop. This is kind of what we were framing, though, coming into this, Sully. We were talking about how Shopify is just a notch above Turtle Troop. They've got a lot of experience. This team played in VCT last year with basically this roster. So you look at the two teams on paper, and it does feel like Shopify was built to beat Turtle Troop. But even still, there was times, there was flashes, there was moments where Turtle Troop should have won rounds. Small mistakes, and all of a sudden Shopify's got control of the round again.
You know what, you're right, Buck. You know, you were gone for 20 minutes, you went on a trip of wisdom, you come back and you're spitting. It's just, I think the difference between these two teams is that one team, they had glimmers of hope, and then they just made such careless mistakes. And it sucks to see because those 2 rounds that they won, it was like, wow, this team actually played with cohesion. This is the Turtle Troop that we know from that open qualifiers. But I think the main difference was that there were a lot of individual mistakes, and you can kind of see the refinement that needs to happen. A lot of solo swings and 5v3 advantages. I think they lost like 3 5v3s in that map. So Turtle Troop, it's like that scoreline speaks a lot to the difference between these two teams, but looking at the micro play and how these two teams interacted, it just felt the difference was in the very small mistakes and the kind of heat of the moment swings that ended up happening for Turtle Troop kind of cost them a lot of rounds.
We can take a look at the stats as well so you can see kind of what we're talking about. It was just a brutal game. Shopify really did just capitalize on every single mistake. It's not even huge mistakes. It's like, okay, we have an advantage, and someone over peaks. And all of a sudden, that 2-player advantage is a 1-player advantage, or that 1-player advantage puts you at even strength. Like, that happened a lot, it felt like. Because if you actually look, there's a ton of first kills in favor of Turtle Troop, but they weren't making the best of those situations. So obviously they were starting off rounds. Let's see, they've got 7, 8, 9 first kills. How in that do you only get 2 rounds? That's a terrible conversion rate for 9 first bloods.
Yeah, you know, and I think that kind of speaks to the amount of like solo swings that they had. It's like, yeah, you get 9 first bloods, but you're swinging one by one, and that kind of costs you a lot of those rounds. The only thing I hate is that one thrifty round that Shopify had won them that map. So again, it just speaks. I think those stats in particular, right? Most of the time, you don't take too much merit from the thrifty rounds, but that just speaks to how many little mistakes Turtle Troops made that cost them this map, and maybe not cost them this map, but made the scoreline this one-sided.
Yeah, we'll look at whether or not they can bounce back, because we talked about it coming into the match. It's a younger team. How would they respond to losing map 1? We talked about the things that needed to happen in order to take us to map 3. Excuse me. So if we wanted to get to Haven, how are they going to have to approach it? They had to find the win here on map 1. Not to mention, this was their best map coming into this. They're 10-0 on the map coming into this series. So to lose 13-2, that's devastating for a younger roster. My expectations for map 2 now have been shredded, because I was hopeful, okay, they'll win map 1, maybe they'll keep map 2 close, they'll go to map 3. That's the chance, that's their win con. But now at mine, I don't know if they can win map 2. I don't think they can bounce back from that, because I don't think that map 2 was a particularly good map for them coming into this, so it was already going to be difficult.
Again, it's just the pure fact that Fracture, perfect map. Not a single team had taken down Turtle Troop on that map.
Right.
Shopify did. Moving on to Bind. Never played Bind. What should we expect? Like, it is like the same line of thinking should be that Shopify, who even has a tinge of experience on Bind, should be able to take this one. But I don't know. Turtle Troop, they were trying different things almost every single round as the defense went by, and that was just the one encouraging factor for me, that they weren't ever actually giving up in terms of, you know, just proactivity, just actually playing the map of Fracture, taking up early map control, pushing where they need to push, getting the early information. So fine, there was that. But on a map like Bind, where it's just a little bit more, I guess you could say, basic Valorant, I feel like we could see a little bit more of a more even game. Fair. But again, just off of just basic logic and just basic history, there is just no way that this one should go for map 3.
We can take a look at the map picks and bans too, just so you guys can figure out where we're going and how we ended up there. You can take a look at the first few bans as they came through. Breeze and Pearl were taken off early. Fracture was the first pick, and now we're going over to Bind, which is actually Shopify's pick. You'd think that based on map 1, that was their selection, but as we said, there was a lot of overlap in the pool, and that first map definitely favored Shopify, just a little bit because of strength of schedule of the teams they played against. But again, it was hard to not look at that 10-0 record for Turtle Troop. So the fact that Turtle Troop loses 13-2, you know, that's kind of tough. We talked about it coming into this. At one point in time, the Shopify roster, maybe back when they were under Luminosity, they were known as King Killers. Their path to the crown was to take out the King. Now they're like Prince Killers. Their path to the crown is to kill all the other heirs so that they can take the crown. They are crushing the Tier 2 competition, and it started on map 1. Sully, my expectations for map 2, I think we're going to see more of the same.
Yeah, I don't even want to draw comparisons to like the fact that they haven't played this map. I'm just drawing comparisons to the fact that Turtle Troops, they need to get it together, man. Like, get rid of those little mistakes, and I do think they have a chance. Again, maybe they're better than Optic on Bind. We just haven't seen it yet, Bog.
Well, hopefully they can tuck into their shells, they find a little bit of courage, and they'll pop back out again with a newfound success rate here on Bind. Agent Select is ready. It's all yours, boys. Take it away.
Man, well, 13-2, Gus. Expectations coming to this second map, it's in favor of Shopify Rebellion. Then again, Turtle Troop, we haven't seen we've never seen them play this map, especially with Weeded in the lineup. So a lot of question marks, at least for myself. Shopify Rebellion, a team that, like we have been saying, are always going to beat the teams worse than them. What are these compositions looking like? And well, we do have Governor switching off of that Raze role, moving over to Breach and Harmful, who we saw pick up one time, and that last time is going to be playing Jet.
Well, this is the fun part about Turtle Troop in general, right? When we go into a new map, again, all 5 of these players have played Duelist at some point, so any of them can really pop up into this sort of position. But again, more importantly, we see the Weeded. He's actually the originator of the Viper, period. If there's any pro play that exists of Viper, he was one of the first players to ever pull out the Agent, and Bind was one of the first maps where Viper was pretty prevalent. So, just a side thing there, right? Turtle Troop, not a bad 5 whatsoever, but over towards the Shopify side, it is very similar to what they were already playing. I say very purely because of the fact that Dazzle, he's gone completely off of the Sova, and he's now, I think he's now playing Sky.
Yeah, there's just been like that one initiator switch, similar to what we saw in Fracture. So the main changes for Shopify Valorant are coming in the form of that one initiator switch. Last map it was a breach instead of a KO. Here it's going to be a Sky instead of a Sova. So not too many compositional notes, especially for Turtle Troop. I think the main thing we're looking at is Harmful picking up the Jet again. What impact is he going to find? We talked about it. He's got to be someone that, alongside Governor, needed to punch up to the level of Mata and B-Dog. B-Dog not playing the Jet at all so far in this series. Still sticking to that controller role. Turtle Troop, your first best of 3 and split 1 is on the line. You've made it this far, but now you have to try and show us what you're made of. Map number 2, and it's the pistol round.
Shopify are playing this so sporadically, but Turtle Troop very much not organized. 3 players down mid. They find Mata, but Mata backs out immediately. And Shopify, maybe little does Turtle Troop know, 3 players going back into their spawn.
And look at the space that Turtle Troop have taken off of this map. Shopify Rebellion are going to have to take...
That's crazy.
Quite a bit of time to re-clear this. I think they're going to utilize Dazzle and that one Sky Flash that he has, but... I think if you're smart here, you re-exit into the B site. Yeah, because I think Turtle Troop are thinking, let's rotate towards A. There's no way they hit the B site.
Wow.
And Shopify are actually edging back here towards the B site instead, leaving only Harmful here for Turtle Troop to try and hold this down.
That's crazy. Totally dry clearing mid after you might have seen more than one player. You would have at least seen 2 players if you're Mata. Shopify. Again, yeah, re-execing B. It's not what Turtle Troop expected. It's going to be Harmful, trying to play with a little bit of space, but Dazzle heard him, and Mata's going to be able to get the frag. Turtle Troop left scratching their heads as they go for the retake.
Aftershock ready here. Governor going to try and deny and delay this spike play. A lot of util committed, but Dazzle just tucked in the corner is good for 1.
And there's no other util to clear out the position. 2 players here now, and they both need to swing dry. No flashes, no smokes. Adder, Okeanos. They put in a couple bullets through the smoke, but they're actually both going over towards Elbow. Shopify actually has no one there currently, so not exactly the worst spot for them. But again, it's a 2v5 on pistol. When do you see these sorts of situations being won? Let's see it. Turtle Troop, they finally put 1 into the middle of sights, but they're both gone. Shopify, start things off right.
Continuing kind of the momentum from that last map, and I think Turtle Troop, we're seeing very similarly to what they did on Fracture with those 2 successful defensive rounds, was get aggressive, right? 3-man push down towards B. I think I would have liked to see a crunch from them as well, but this is Turtle Troop in their second map ever in Challenger Split 1. What adjustments are they making? Again, Governor's first time IGLing really on a team like this in this echelon, in this upper echelon of Valorant. So what calls are he making? He's no longer on that raised position. He's more of an initiator where he can set up his team. And Turtle Troop are just going to try and 5-man barrel it down. That's the call they've gone for here. They don't have a lot of util to work with either.
This sort of play is all that you could really expect, hope for, from Turtle Troop. Again, with this fact that they're not going to be able to find anything, Shopify. This is where players like Moose really able to pop off. It's these expected rounds, right? It's the expected plays. He's always had the highest headshot percentage in any tournament. I mean, he had 40% headshot percentage in Stage 2 of VCT. But he's not able to get that first pick. In fact, he's the one that finds them incredibly deep, just gives his team that information. Turtle Troop goes all the way back towards A, but it's just actually for that reposition. This is going to be fun, maybe.
We'll see. It's just a flurry of stingers ready to shred them up. Good flash, though. Dazzle just there to mop them up. Might get the eco ace. No, just a 4K, yeah. Shopify, I think, dealing with that kind of as best as they can. Just sitting back, playing the gun advantage, and Turtle Troops. Now the rifles come out. We saw Stinger by in the first map of that second round. This time they elected to go for the eco, and now they'll pull out the big guns, the rifles. We'll see what adjustments are going to be made here, and I think we're going to see more or less the same from Shopify is expect and kind of wait for pressure to come to you and then adjust, just like they did in that first and second round here. But they have lesser guns, so I think we're going to see maybe a faster take here in towards Hookah.
Not happening for now. Dazzle actually going to go right in first. Try with the stinger, but this is right after they hear the jump going out. This is some good fakes going on over towards the ASA, but what in the world? That little spray actually calls back a few players over just a bit earlier, and Shopify actually with a prime opportunity to walk out into B no longer have that chance. The util is finally down. Now they have to go back to mid.
And there's still a rotate player here. Mata has been walking up this entire time, and now he's deep in towards U-Haul. There's only one play here, that being Weeded. And if Mata can get control here of U-Haul, this becomes a dicey round here for Turtle Troops. And yeah, Mata is so deep here. Nobody knows where he is.
Spike planted. Poison's off.
We did with the first peek.
Big shot.
Just picks down the first turtle troop. Just really need to maintain this slow style of peeking onto this site. They need some players here to actually be able to crossfire, to actually be able to swing with, and that's exactly what happened. We did. Waits up for the 3. And now full control of site. 2 players over towards short. You do have the rotator going back into bathroom, but harmful, pushing through the smoke. They don't expect Vic. Vic finally goes away, but Mata with the wide swing has a wall in front of him. Here comes the peek from Showers, and Governor is just better. A 1v3 for Mata. Mata, the nade, but it's down to half. The time of the defuse goes right on time, but Mata with a quick chance there to actually play some time.
Yeah, now it's going to be Turtle Troop in the back of their mind, though, off of that round, is watch out for those lurks. Great shots from Weeded, though, towards heaven. He doesn't overextend, which is probably the biggest thing. Not rushing to get into sight, plays deep on an angle where he has the advantage with that rifle. And it gives Turtle Troop their first round on the map and their 3rd in this series. And Shopify, guns will be picked up. No major ultimates online just yet, but it's walking away with those 2 rifles. They give Turtle Troop an opportunity to play aggressive like this. They have a cushion of cash.
Oh, but they don't expect the 2 players back over towards spawn, but Harmful's reaction gets them. Spike down. They at least have that info. If Moose pops up here in terms of the lurk, I mean, they're not really going to care. They're not going to over-rotate. They have all this information. Weeded just gets the frag, and Adder maintains the contact in short. We're already down to 2 players here for Shopify. They're going to try to re-clear long, but Harmful's still here. 27 HP, and he gets the headshot on Mata. 1v4 here for B-Dog, and Turtle Troop might be tying up the score for the first time in this series. Let's see what B-Dog can do. He can do nothing through the wall. We're tied.
Yeah, and B-Dog at least just guaranteeing that he gets that ultimate, but Turtle Troop, I like it. Getting aggressive and forcing mistakes from Shopify this time around, because the fact they push long, that causes, okay, a shift over towards the A side where you see those 2 X's. They needed to take some map control back. And I think we're going to see a lot more of that from Turtle Troop, and especially with a player like Harmful and Adder. Both are, or apologies, not Adder, from Harmful and Governor. The key thing is they're both very confident in their pushes, and Governor as well. We talk about that quote from Okeanos. He's a duelist himself, so he knows the kind of flashes that need to be set up here.
This A site's going to get a lot of pressure real quick. Here comes the Trailblazer up front, and 4 players coming out of short. Not much that Weeded can do here outside of that early molly. I was going to say the molly could absolutely help in delaying some time, and it does. Lands it a bit early. Moose has gone through the molly, but he's down a little bit on HP.
Mata has a showstopper here, so if he wants to get deep into sight, he definitely can. And you can see Turtle Troop are respecting that.
They yep.
Both players back away towards spawn, giving Mata that opportunity to bring it out, but they're not going to get punished because of it. He's going to hold on to it for this post plant now. This looks to be a plant here in a second for Shopify Rebellion.
Mata still hasn't used it yet. Turtle Troop, they're pretty much compensating for it, getting further and further away from sight as they can go. But the showstopper finally goes out and doesn't spot anyone, nor did they spot the person who's down on the floor, but they did end up going down. Harmful finally with a lurk back. It's going to be 2 players coming out of short. The headshot from Harmful doesn't connect, and instead the molly comes out from Moose instead. 2v2. Okay, doesn't actually do anything. I wanted that ulti to at least hit once, but no information here. They don't know where Dazzle is, but actually, they might have seen the utility. Weeded, searching from short, finally finds B-Dog, knows exactly where Dazzle is, but Dazzle has time. The defuse isn't going down. The spray goes through the wall. Weeded down to half, same thing with Oki, and they just rush into him instead.
And just barely scraping through Turtle Troops with just enough time on this spike defusal. Shopify did a good job of walking in, but I think this was Turtle Troop kind of giving them that space, and maybe that's why it gets so close. Shopify capitalizing on the space they gave up, because Turtle Troop had to respect that showstopper, right? And you'll see here in the replay how far back they are on this retake and how much space that Shopify Rebellion had. Now with rifles back for both of these sides, and An op picked up this time for Harmful, so we're not going to see him in that long position with a flash from Governor. He's looking to take early fights. He's just going to post up with the Operator. There's a We Did Viper's Pit here as well. If they feel too much pressure on B, I think that's where you go for the pop.
Yep, absolutely. He's in a great position for it, but, I mean, they already feel the pressure in terms of the boom bot. They put it up in a good spot, but they're going to have to fight so much for long here.
Yeah, they're just having that anchor of the Operator from Harmful. You're going to want to clog up these major, like, arteries on this map, so there's no flow from this team of Shopify.
Delaying time once again. Governor tried to go for the flashpoint, but it just doesn't work out. Here comes at least the crossfire here on site. Don't even know if the Viper's going to peek out, but it's actually going to be the rotation. The rotation hasn't gone down for Harmful. Harmful is here with both the knives and the op. Is he going to be able to get the first? Left click's going down.
Nothing.
No headshots here for Harmful. Finally gets one and was almost able to connect the dots. But op now in the hands of Shopify and a man advantage as they're going to be able to get the plan.
You need one from Adder. All you need is one from Adder, but he can't get anything. B-Dog. And Opera himself.
Did they spot Adder?
Good for one, and We Did here in a one-on-one. Moose is going to walk in and get bitten by We Did.
Huge shot. Huge shot from Adder too. B-Dog peeks out, and now it's a 1v2. The information might be there for We Did, though, but good stuff from Vic. Now it's the high-low. There's no way We Did can realistically fight this. This wall drops. It's going to be two players around the corner. Good setup there from Shopify, combining their efforts to keep this game tied.
There's just so many things that could go wrong with a Viper Spit and Hookah. And I think that round is kind of an instance of why it's so risky to pop that ultimate. Is that it forces everyone on a B approach to go long. And when you're only playing two players, you're banking on the fact that that one player watching long is just is the best player in the world. Doesn't work there, and Shopify are quick to pivot back to the A site. It's an eco round here this time for Turtle Troops. And another heavy approach here towards the B site from Shopify.
That info's going to be good. They're finally going to spot potentially the Jet.
Adder's already on a pretty, like, heavy lean towards this B site, where he has the orbital strike and he can delay the spike plan, but it's already a very heavy lean out here from Turtle Troops.
Yeah, with Shopify, just always putting in some sort of contact over towards long, just reminding these players in Hookah that they're still there. And as they peek out too, no one goes down. The lurks are still very much in play. But no one from Turtle Troop is pushing after that. That push in long or in mid is all that they can do.
Yeah, you can see Shopify are respecting this kind of round, though, especially with the two ultimates online between Adder and Governor.
Yep.
You have to be cautious because, especially in a round like this, that where your economy is in the best situation, you could lose everything so quick. And you see how cautious they're playing, waiting, expecting pushes from Turtle Troops.
No, what a hit from Governor. B-Dog does get the kill, and the Rolling Thunder is gone. But at least a chance now for Turtle Troop. Okeanos needs to do so much work here, but he has a Phantom. He has a Phantom. He's going to be able to go for the spray. And it's only one out of it, and the Orbital Strike is going to allow the plant to go through. Very smart from B-Dog.
And Adder elects to hold on to his as well. They're going to tuck back in towards long. They're going to play, I'd imagine,
clear sight,
for
they can
double
isolate
mollies here
long.
of Moose. Still an orbital strike, yeah, as well. That's where you want to use it, but there's one player at Hookah. This is such a split play from Shopify, and it just makes it all the harder for Turtle Troops.
They have no information. We did. Let's put up an orb. And they're going to fight for Hookah too, but the player is just backing away. Adder is so close. Does get a massive kill. 60 HP left on B-Dog. And B-Dog has the lineup, gets the first kill. We did, taking on a lot of pressure. And the all-patient Moose strikes from Hookah and gets a fourth.
Such a huge kill. And I think particularly the kills down towards long, where you were talking about it. Turtle Troops are a team that put a lot of pressure. They put some emphasis on this long control. And that's what Shopify read. They expected a kind of a push down towards B. I don't think especially on an eco round, it's all the more likely. And another timeout from Turtle Troops as they're kind of realizing that long pressure has been nullified these past two rounds. They will have rifles to play with. Shopify, only saving 2 rifles of their own, are still a little bit strapped for cash. But similar to what the first map was, this is around the time where they called that timeout. Granted, it was not this close at all, but Turtle Troops looking to make those adjustments so things don't kind of fall out of their hands.
I like how realistically, the entire team is finally stepping up here for Turtle Troop because we just didn't see anyone be able to do anything on that defensive half, or at least be able to be proclaimed as a carry. I think everyone who has had a solid opportunity at a first contact, they ended up striking. Nobody is going out on their own. I mean, again, it's just the big mistakes that we're not seeing this time, Sully, and it's at least giving us a closer game.
No, and that was the thing is that we were saying is like, yeah, Turtle Troop kind of got demolished on their first map, but it was not because they were tactically inept. It's because they just made so many careless mistakes, and those have all been refined here in this round. But this one in particular, a 5-man push, and there's a very heavy emphasis here as well towards Showers. You've got the Breach Rolling Thunder to play for as they feel that A short approach.
There comes that first contact. Governor does pull out that Rolling Thunder.
Great
He's
Rolling
going to be a
Thunder.
pushback of a short.
He fights
the
in
Breach
there,
is on the
fights
front
in
side.
there.
Gonna have a few flashes. Fighting to you all, but it's not going to happen. Here comes the Orbital Strike. And it's a huge combo as it takes down one. A lot of damage onto another. But it does work out in the end for Shopify, though, in terms of players finally staying alive. The control of B is taken back for Turtle Troop, though Shopify thought they had the time.
There's been a slip up here. Dazzle has slipped back in towards A. And he's calming. He's calming. This is open. I have full control, but Harmful. He knows that they're coming.
What is this spot from Harmful? A 1v2. They fully know. And not only that, but Dazzle is going to take this all the way back, flipping the script from a 4v3 to a 3v2.
A slip into the site is what gives them this round. Yeah, the ultimate getting popped as well. How do Turtle Troops read a play like that? Harmful didn't expect that kind of play. He thought they were committed to. They fully thought it was a B-site commitment. But Dazzle just slipping on through. Maybe not done yet. A 2-on-2, but this Viper Spit just makes it so unlikely here.
I mean, you talk about the big mistakes, just walking out of the orb like that dry. Okeanos looking to make an entry, though.
Oh my gosh.
Spray from Adder, almost taking down Moose. Moose is incredibly low, but still has mollies to go. And Adder is stuck in the middle of the pit. And look at this angle for Moose! It's a better angle. Adder was looking to go from the side. Thought that Moose would be on the other side of the Radianite box. But Moose in the right spot to cross.
And off of that timeout, they're not able to pick it up. Not only off of the timeout, but using 2 ultimates is going to hurt heavy. Not just so, obviously, the ult economy of Turtle Troops, but I imagine to the mental as well. That's a done round that you should be expecting to win. The combination with that Rolling Thunder and the Orbital Strike, and then anticipating the B pivot. But a single slip through from Dazzle is what causes the loss there. And now, with an eco for Turtle Troops, they're playing a lot slower. No real aggression. Again, a poke towards long, but that's it. And that's a site given up.
It's about staying clean now. Shopify, look at their economy. It's nowhere near out in the clear just yet. There's still a couple rounds left in this half. A couple guns taken away from Turtle Troop. It gives them at least a little bit of a chance to keep the score even going into the next half. But it's going to come down to, again, this little retake here. It doesn't even matter if they lose or win. They just need the kills. And they started off right. Harmful does take down Dazzle, but these are good crossfires. 2 players playing over towards Short. 2 players playing over towards Showers. This is very safe. B-Dog's gonna be able to get the 1. Okeanos looking to swing 2. And Moose has the crossfire. So safely done from everyone on Shopify, and 3 stay alive.
Yes, just Molly lineup after Molly lineup between Moose and B-Dog. So even then, I think that round was nearly impossible for Turtle Troops. And that's a big round for Shopify, not only because they win, but particularly for that economy. Now they're finally stable. It'll be Turtle Troops that are heavily on the back foot now with their money. Strapped for cash as Harmful's going to pull up the operator. And Turtle Troops, a much different default this time. Most of the time, it's a focus towards B, but this time it's a heavy look towards A. And they're just going to have Dazzle put pressure in towards Hookah. And that's pull the rotation as well. Already, Adder's going to move.
They do have some decent util on the other side, though. They do have the Hunter's Fury with Okeanos. They can get some information in the middle of the site. But again, No early contacts from Shopify. Not only did they make noise over towards B, but they've cut noise on A entirely, committing that rotation over towards that B side. Here comes a little bit of util to try to stop this, though. The orbital strike is very good.
So risky.
B-Dog clears up Harmful. Harmful had such a big chance to go off. But instead, it's going to be a big retake for Turtle.
Okeanos, there's that Hunter's Fury. Doesn't get a tag, no.
Could keep
Snake might as well. To continue to buy space, that's 2 tags. So much damage done, and they're back in this one.
3v4, and Shopify have not planted. They're completely out and away from sight. 2 players are stuck in the middle of U-Haul, but there goes Mata! Mata with a double kill, taking it all the way back again. Spike is now covered up in U-Haul, but the Showstopper's coming. Showstopper makes its appearance and clears away 1. Governor now in a 1v2, gonna be able to spot 1, but doesn't get the kill on the Dazzle. Spike has not been taken yet. Governor, can he hold on, though? It's such low HP. The double swing's gonna come in! The heads are there for the taking for Governor, but can't connect the headshots. Shopify do continue their streak. Sully, fun fact, Shopify have never dropped more than 3 defensive rounds on the attacking side.
Well, that didn't make any sense, Gus.
Oh my god.
Never dropped 3 rounds. Never dropped 3 defensive rounds on their attacking side.
Oh yeah, I guess the words didn't make sense. You know, oh, my bad. I can't speak English. It's not my first language. My bad. But it makes sense. Turtle troops are stopped in their tracks, Sully.
Harmful's looking to get this orb, and there's a direct denial here as well with 3 players peeking. Yeah, he's not getting on that orb ever. Knives will be there for the next, but that's the last round, and that's with no money left over. Now they start to approach, and there's really not much here for Turtle troops on the B site. They're split apart again.
Yeah, but it's actually not too bad of a spot. They do have a lot of util covering up this long spot, and only 1 from Hookah. They do have some space to work with.
TP as well.
Whoa, what is this spot for the Brim?
Okay, Adder, good for 1, good for maybe more. Vic, I mean, he knew as well. Instantly swings there. And then they shift back to the B side. I mean, Shopify Rebellion.
Ooh.
Nothing crazy being played here. It's just phenomenal fundamentals.
Here we go again. Mata. Yeah, just looking to tap heads. Gets another opportunity onto Okeanos. But that's all he needed. Just took away the 1 player that he knew was in the middle of B. Gonna be an easy plant for him again.
Dart to Narnia. Doesn't actually get anything for Okeanos, but he's still going to try and fight this one out. 2 versus 3. And Governor alone in the backside.
A little chance. The Flash actually gets all 3 of them pretty much. He takes down Vic. It's a good start, but Moose pops up from above. 8-3. Going back towards the side of Shopify once again, and Turtle Troop. They put a lot into that last round. Yes, it is the last, but their buy is just going to be so sporadic.
Yeah, no cash as well for Turtle Troops. Harmful was looking to use that ultimate in the last round. It's just a great read from Shopify as well. Very few times, actually I don't think ever at all, maybe 1 round, Turtle Troops have contested showers, so to predict that it was going to be a long fight given the consistent pressure there. They make that read and they find that kill. And I think they're looking at it the same thing here. They're maybe expecting Governor to go for that ultimate. Maybe even Okeana, apologies, maybe even we did. But no one here this time around.
It's, again, only a return to what was their form in the first few rounds of this half. Shopify really just trying to bait in any sort of desperate peek from Turtle Troop. I mean, Shopify doesn't really know if Turtle Troop goes for any big early peaks or not, purely because Shopify, whenever those peaks do happen, it's on the other side of the map, or it's somewhere completely isolated, like the 2-man push from Hookah or a 3-man push from Short. Shopify almost never spot it.
Shift in towards the A site. Weeded in a very, very isolated position. Adder has made a rotation. A very timely one at that to get this ultimate out. That's all they've got going for them at this point in time. Now Weeded and Governor will group up to take the fight. I think this is the better chance. You get one of these ults online with a single kill between the 2 of them.
Yeah, they were just looking for a headshot, but that smoke's good. Covers up the headshot spot. Moose covering up the flank, and it's a good off-time peek onto Harmful. No one else coming up on the flank, but their orbital strike is good to take away everyone from the middle of sight. Are they still going to cover this up? Are they still going to commit to A? Are they going to rotate? No, they're not. They're committing to the plant once again. Go for it. Potentially fake, but it's not going to happen. Shopify holding on to the crossfire, and it works out. Only 2 players now remaining here for Turtle Troop. Make it only 1. Turtle Troop, they did such a good job in terms of playing time, in terms of playing the control of sites. But Shopify, they hold on to A.
And at 9-3, again, a very similar, staggering half scoreline as we head into the second half. It's Turtle Troops that have not stepped up to the plate here just yet. Yes, I think this second map, a lot of those individual mistakes have been cleaned up. But overall, you're getting diffed by Shopify Rebellion in these rotations. I think in particular, the way they've been manipulating this map and being able to find first kills and predicting the way Turtle Troops want to play, this is a rough series for Turtle Troops. And this second half is as difficult as it gets. Let's be real here. Turtle Troops have so much work to do on this attacking side.
Yeah, we have no idea.
They're going to try to approach a full A hit.
We have no idea how any of their hits can even go down again. It's their first time playing Bind with this 5, with this core even, period. And Shopify, they already stop them completely dead in their tracks. 4 players trying to pop out of short. And with that util over in short, that actually gives time for big rotation coming back into A, but they're just going for a retake, I think.
Great nade there as well. He's going to separate and give them time, but Governor, big fights won there.
Huge kills.
And that does give a 4v3. 2 players are kind of very late on this rotation, so not much that Moose can do here to fight. B-Dog left with 2 smokes, Dazzle with a flash and a heal for Moose. But that's the extent of this util. And Turtle Troops are playing with a man up.
We did cheeky spawn these smokes are about paid. Oh, Keanos has his player, has his teammate right in front of him. His teammate goes down immediately, and Adder pops out of showers, takes down the last 2. And finally, Turtle Troop, they start on the right foot. Big comeback in front of them.
I think it's big that the way that they fought back towards backside with between Governor and the players in U-Haul, timing the swings together almost perfectly. Yeah, or maybe it was just Governor swinging alone, but Harmful there at least to get a trade back. Very well played round there from Turtle Troops, at least in that post-plant situation. Now a 5-man push over here towards B, and we're going to see a pretty heavy engagement. It's at least between Dazzle and B-Dog, and this round matters just as much as the last year for Turtle Troops is the thing.
Oh, the peek from Harmful does not care at all about the Sky Flash, and B-Dog's going to taste this same exact punishment. Well done from Harmful. It's just a clean round that you expect, of course, from Turtle Troop. You have the 1 man on the rifle, didn't expect the rifle whatsoever. But Shopify, completely isolated on their own. It's just unfamiliar territory. When have they ever gone down the pistols? When have they ever needed to save?
Not too frequently. And this is one of the cleaner rounds that Turtle Troops have had. And the way they went about that round, you wouldn't imagine what the first map score was, or what that first half of map 2 was.
Not at all.
Right, they just kind of go swinging. So they hold on to 5 rifles, which is going to be key specifically for the next round where you're working with a bonus. But I personally believe that when the score is this close to being 13, you're kind of playing with fire here when it comes to not electing to buy full rifles in this 3rd round. But granted, they will build up their economy. It's going to be instead Shopify Rebellion that are going to be investing heavily into this next round. But they have a 4-round lead on them, so there's wiggle room for them to work with.
Another day, another B-Dog top frag. He's 5 kills in front of all of his teammates. And once again, has to come up huge. He's going to be the first contact over on A. Turtle Troop lining up 5. It's going to be the first gun battle of this half. And Turtle Troop, just off of this 1 round, can make this comeback possible.
And Shopify are looking for early showers control. Both long and showers taken up. A very base default. Oh, Harmful! So fast. And with only a fault line to go off of, he gets that control.
Mata has to skate away, and Vic just farming up the frags. He gets 2. Can he get more? Vic dancing around, but he finally gets flashed. But Vic, essentially, he alone gives his team a chance.
And they're expecting this kind of flank as well, Moose. It's a 2-man engagement. Great flash as well, but Moose
finally
just barely able to deal with that pressure.
Oh, that flash, or that molly is so good. Covers up short a little bit. Governor can maybe still swing. Dazzle looking for the contact, looking for Okeanos. Spots out Governor. Governor has gone all the way back into short. And Dazzle needs to somehow find an angle and had no idea about that angle, about that height from Governor. 3 kills for Governor, opening up that A site, and Turtle Troop are on their path back.
And this is confidence from Turtle Troop, something that we didn't see in that first map. I mean, I lied. They played a little too confident, just given the scoreline that was map number 1. But here, they're playing with confidence and they're playing with precision. The util combination between Governor to set Harmful up towards top showers was great. Now they're going to look to do something that we saw in the second round. A fast swing out where Harmful was able to punish the player trying to grab the orb.
Yeah, the orb, not going to be a battle that Dazzle can go for. Harmful's already there. But look, oh my goodness. The stinger from Dazzle. I want to see it. I want to see it. Owl Drone coming out. Okay, no, they're not going to be able to see it whatsoever. Owl Drone comes out, gets the information. Dazzle needing to dance. He's gone. 2 players, 4 players over on to B. Turtle Troop, it's what they wanted. They put in so much noise, put in so much effort over into Long. And now that everyone's here, they can just put up the peace sign and dip.
Yeah, they have so much time to back away here. They've pulled rotations, and it's not even they just cut noise completely. And it has shifted, at least for the moment, B-Dog back towards that A site. You even have a Rolling Thunder to re-exit, but he's instead going to fault line into the back here. Give Harmful that peek, but nobody's there. They're just walking in silent again.
Dry, yeah, nothing. They're going to have to face a 1v1 over an elbow. They pretty much feel it. And indeed, they do go for it. It ends up working out, and only one person stuck over towards Hookah. They get isolated. They're gone. All right, Turtle Troop. Keep talking about momentum. Keep talking about a team that drives on confidence. They have it now. 1 round essentially separates them and a tied scoreline because they just want to reset SR again.
And you're working here with a Rolling Thunder as well from Governor. No ultimates for Shopify to battle that as well. So we'll see how they consciously play with this Rolling Thunder in mind. And Turtle Troop, it's going to be more or less the same here, it looks like, in this round as well. Another fast play out towards Long to direct counter, I think, this ult orb grab. Yeah, that seems to be the case here as well for B-Dog to try and approach it alongside Dazzle. Another counter play here from Turtle Troop, and they can scale up and then immediately pop that Rolling Thunder.
Oh, the dash in again from Harmful, and nothing comes out of it for Dazzle. Very well fought.
And it's enough to force Shopify off that angle. Despite the smoke, they just can't risk getting spammed down. Okeanos is out.
Gonna be able to spot
a positive trade between that and the Trailblazer. He gets all the space for Turtle Troops instead, and it's up to Shopify Rebellion now to try and adjust. And there's still the pocket Rolling Thunder. They're waiting to use it.
Yeah, you see Shopify pushing back on that position a little more. That smoke is huge. It's gonna delay a lot of time. For now, all that Shopify knows is that Turtle Troop have been cutting noise this entire time, have been making progress up over into Long. But that has just stopped. They put out a guiding light. Not a single person has been spotted over towards Long. It's going to be a 3-man hold of A at least.
No knife for Vic here to slow this push down. Still a Rolling Thunder. Used here for the exec, and there's no knife to slow this push. No knife to cancel the util out. But hardly anyone's hit by it. Just one player in the middle of sight. That's Moose.
Yeah, Harmful looking for an awkward gap. And almost finds Vic, but Vic actually gets taken away from short. 4v4. We're actually shifting all the way back over towards B. There's 2 players trying to shift back into mid. No, the spike is gone. Moose finds Okeanos on his lonesome.
Pops the ult as well.
And the ult and the Viper's Pit. He gets fully flashed though. They're trying to make their way through. Spray comes in from Mata. 8 seconds left. Governor's down to 1 HP. He is gone. Shopify with double digits, and quite an interesting way to do it.
You just can't leave the spike to be the last person through TP, because stuff like that will happen. Oh, that is so frustrating. Yeah, Okeanos be the last one to go through.
Jeez.
And this round, I mean, it was in the hands of Turtle Troops. Harmful, I think, getting a little overconfident, particularly in that fight versus Vic. I mean, you have sight control. You can hold Heaven in a much better angle. And yes, there's a trade, but there's no need for it to be a trade situation. So Turtle Troops, I hope that this time out is going to be calming things down, because we don't want those individual mistakes to pop up again. Those reckless swings that they took on Fracture. You're playing with fire here in your first series of Challengers 1, Split 1. I think it's just challengers. My bad. So it's calmed things down here because you've put on decent numbers here in this second half, and you have put a competitive half on the map against Shopify.
And it's just the actual stakes going into the last round, right? Turtle Troop, they knew the economic scenario for Shopify. It's almost as if that almost even encouraged them to just keep going down their throats, just keep taking away however many players that you could find, because they know how big of a round this is. Now Turtle Troop, for the first time in this half, they're playing a true default.
Playing back Vic with this null command. Similar spot to what we saw him in the last, and it would cancel out everyone on A. Turtle Troop this time losing out this B-long engagement for the first time in a while. And they're thinking that's going to push Turtle Troop over towards its A site. So Shopify Rebellion have made it a very early gamble here towards A. And honestly, they might have the read on them. And you can see already posted up is B-Dog, prepared for maybe a late mid play, but I think more specifically a TP play off the pressure applied. Mata just, his torso shows for a split second.
Deleted. Vic has a good angle though, but smoke completely off. It's gonna be two players in the back here. Are we gonna get this early peek from Moose?
What?
Vic gets a random kill onto Okeanos. Vic has to run, and he goes down to Harmful. Big shot coming out from Harmful, but even bigger kill coming out from Moose, equalizing things back down to the 3v3. But We Did pulls out a Viper's Pit of his own to defend this spike. But look at the spike. It's right outside of the pit. They don't have a clean eye on it. There goes finally the Seekers, but Harmful has the angle in the back of sight. Misses out in the shot. Dazzle looking for a flash. Harmful still has the angle. Still has a smoke. Gonna be able to inch out. But these positions are so random here for Shopify. Turtle Trooper just shifting in the middle of this pit here, trying to find someone. Governor finds Moose. The pit still very much up, and it's just giving Shopify fewer and fewer chances to make their way into the site. And hey, a random molly for B-Dog ends up taking out one, but it's only the one that they can get. 8-10.
A great slow inch jump from Shopify. And honestly, an area where a part of the map where they haven't worked ever. Harmful just kind of slips in towards Showers and is able to net one pick. Granted, that trade from Vic was kind of absurd, but still, Harmful just inching his way up, able to find one pick, and then the pop there from Turtle Troops, catching Shopify Rebellion off guard when the last couple rounds have been very fast, continuous hits. They switch it up and are able to stop Shopify Rebellion. This is a very aggressive look, though, coming out here.
Oh yeah.
From Shopify Rebellion. 3 players pushing down towards A main.
Good luck.
And it's a walk as well.
Oh, but Weeda just has the tight pixel angle. Takes down Vic. The third player in this 3-man push has pushed back to play more of a crossfire. Dazzle still had the angle back, and Adder peeks out to take down the third player. That was Mata.
Calm.
This bomb going all the way up long. Just distracting over on A.
Yeah, this is good to hear from at least Turtle Troops. That you get 2 picks and you lose 1, thank goodness Weeded doesn't like to re-swing. B-Dog does, at least for the time being, have the orbital strike. And wow, uses it so early and he nets 1.
I mean, great timing. He hears the owl drone and he just isolates the 1 kill. Who knows how much more damage he got? And now they have a crossfire here on site. They're giving themselves a chance.
Might have been the orb, but
Moose, hold on, buddy, hold on.
Moose is just sitting.
Here comes the kills from B-Dog. What a kill! And the swing from Moose confirms the round. Hands of steel from both B-Dog and Moose. 11th round up for Shopify.
So gutsy to just sit in that snake fight. And granted, B-Dog kind of does all the work. The spacing is just non-existent for Turtle Troops. I mean, that round off of 2 picks, given the way you shot for Rebellion, that's gonna hurt for a while. And now maybe you're feeling the confidence hit towards Turtle Troops. They have an orbital strike, and I think we're seeing a fast play. Nobody in Shopify is in U-Haul. And yeah, I think with that guy going down towards B, they're expecting the A hit now. They surely expect this. Harmful comboed again with that breach fault line, gets nothing here.
But he's alone. Harmful alone. You already know that Harmful makes some insane risks when he's in this type of scenario. So when he's isolated here with Vic.
And they're walking down. They're trying to force these Turtle Troops players.
They're waiting for this wall to go down.
Over towards B. And B-Dog.
They want to exec so badly. The space is just getting closed in. Shopify, 2 players behind. Adder can't get anything. Turtle Troop, they're completely stuck in their own lines.
And B-Dog has already tucked himself. Elevated position as well. I mean, he's going to get Aldron, but he still has Mata right next to him for this
He's still
trade.
holding, though.
They should wait for Weedit, to be honest, but instead they take the swing, and Weedit should be good for another. The timing, and now a 4-on-4. But Mata has the showstopper, and that's where he's backed up. He wants to play with it in a post-plant situation if it comes to that.
Oh, whoa, the showstopper coming up from behind. TP in, Mata. He's not actually going to go for showers. He's going to go for shorts. The player's running away into the TP. They do not get hit, but Mata does get one. Can he cross up the second? The spike has been left again.
And just giving it up one more time as he's the last. It's the second time it's happened.
Again.
The last player to go through the TP is someone with the spike. And this round is just so tragic for Shopify Rebellion. Because Harmful just looked like he had no idea what was going on. Oki I don't even know what's happening here as well.
Jumping.
Turtle Troop are just crumbling here in the later parts of this second map.
Wow. I mean, can you really pit that against them? Shopify, they did so much to not only close the gap, but to maintain the space that they had on A. There was so much util covering up short and showers.
2 ultimates here for Turtle Troop. The Orbital Strike and the Rolling Thunder, but a very half-hearted buy. And they're playing offsite here again Shopify.
So much info.
Great Knife is going to slow the push down. No Rolling Thunder, no Orbital Strike to clear out U-Haul. Okeanos just spotting one with the dart, but nothing here for Turtle Troop as everyone's playing offside. They're expecting these ultimates to come in, and all 4 are already here. How do Turtle Troop go about this? Because they know the site's been given up. So instead here, they'll elect to play the post plant with the Rolling Thunder and the Orbital Strike in hand.
Yeah, that's what Turtle Troop wanted this desperately. They wanted a clean way back into this round. And indeed, they're going to get it. The Rolling Thunder and an Orbital Strike ready, but they're going to use the Rolling Thunder to take back some space. Here we go. Control of the backside here for Turtle Troop. There goes the wide swing. B-Dog just does not care. Takes down Harmful immediately, and we're already down to 3. Turtle Troop dwindling as the sprint goes in for the Orbital Strike. It's so good. It's going to take away at least a few. Adder does take down Vic, but the spray from Moose snags down the last. Shopify take up a 13-8 with a strong start to challengers.
I wish you could see my face because Turtle Troops had everything in